Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Sunday morning wake up call. So, as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, so with that being said, let's get into it.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud, spreading on light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Put my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In our heart and the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud, spreading on light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Put my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In our heart and the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud, spreading on light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Put my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In our heart and the struggle, we dare.
All right, hello, everyone. Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning back in once again. Okay, so hello, Buckhorse DC, Byron, Nessa G, Greta, Deronda, Desmond, Cookie, Mr. Elevation. All right, let's get into it. Dangerous, okay? Bronze Flat Power Goddess in the virtual building. Cherokee Descendant Dale. All right, let's get into it. Hey, Danielle, beloved, I see you. Okay, so everybody hit that like button. Please like, share, subscribe, and all that. I see you, Queen Shay, Byron Cook. Okay, so let's get this party started. But before we do, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes. Here we go.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find her products at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she sells beard oil as well. Okay, so now before we get started, I just want to give my condolences and heartfelt uh, peace and blessings to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, all of his children, family, friends, and loved one for the passing of Mother Khadijah Farrakhan, okay, whom he has been married to for over 7 decades. Okay, so let's talk about it. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, with deep sadness yet with profound gratitude to Allah, informs you that his beloved wife of 72 years, the First Lady of the Nation of Islam, Mother Khadijah, has returned to Allah. We thank Allah for the precious life of a loving mother, a faithful, devoted follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Mother Khadijah will forever be cherished and remembered. May Allah give his unequaled comfort to the family as we mourn this tremendous loss and lift the family in our prayers and thoughts. Now, Mother Khadijah was born Betsy Ross on November the 26th of 1935, and widely known, as I said, as Mother Khadijah and the wife of Minister Louis Farrakhan. She converted to Islam with her husband in 1955 and has long been regarded by members of the Nation of Islam as its first lady. Throughout the decades, she has been recognized for her steadfast support of her family, her faith, and the organization's educational and community initiatives. Mother Khadijah and Minister Farrakhan were married on September the 12th of 1953. As of June of 2026, they had been married 72 years, making theirs one of the longest lasting marriages among prominent American religious leaders. Together, they raised 9 children, although one son, Louis Farrakhan Jr., passed away in 2018. Her work has centered on supporting families, marriage, and child rearing within the Nation of Islam, encouraging women's education, faith, and moral development through speeches and mentoring, speaking publicly at major events, including the Million Women March, the Million Woman March in 1997, where she emphasized unity, family, and community empowerment. Rather than operating a separate charitable foundation under her own name, Mother Khadijah has been closely associated with the Nation of Islam's community service efforts. Okay, these have included initiatives supporting family stability, food distribution, education, health awareness, and assistance to underserved communities, as well as encouraging volunteerism and service among members. She is widely remembered by supporters for her quiet leadership, devotion to her family, and decades of service alongside Minister Farrakhan, serving as an example of commitment to faith, marriage, and community. May Allah be pleased with her services.
I know. How do you know, Farrakhan? Because she stood with me. In my ups, in my downs, she remained constant. That is love. Unconditional love.
Assalamu alaikum. Oh, just to look at all these sisters in the years that I have been in the Nation of Islam, there's nothing like us. There's nothing like you. Every time I see sisters, sometime I just weep because I would say, where would I be today? We all have to grow. And believe me, I have grown a whole lot in the years that I've been here in the Nation of Islam. So I just want to thank you and the brothers, the sisters, Sister Captain, the lieutenants. Just thank you so much for everything that you do for me and my family. Assalamu alaikum.
All right, so they had a long, I'm sure, a beautiful life together. And also, Daniel, thank you for that correction, beloved. They lost 2 sons. Louis Farrakhan Jr. passed away June 2nd of 2018 at the age of 60. And then Joshua Nasir Farrakhan passed away November the 18th of 2023 at the age of 64. All right, so as I said, may Allah be pleased with her service, and I'm sure that he is. Okay, so let's get into these war updates. Let's get into these war updates because it is all nefarious, and thanks to Trump, it's going to stay that way. Okay, now the peace deal is not looking good. Iran has been striking the U.S. The U.S. has been striking Iran. Okay, they seem to be going back and forth on some sort of tit for tat. And I'm sure Satan Yahoo's sitting in the wings watching and loving it all. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. I even heard they're bringing out 52 bombers. Here we go.
News. We're all waking up here after another night of overnight strikes in the Middle East. The United States hitting Iran, targets along the Strait of Hormuz, Iran carrying out strikes on both Bahrain and Kuwait, according to their governments today. This is one of those pivotal, fragile moments in the Middle East where we're all waiting to see if this continues to escalate or if all sides are able to proceed forward with diplomacy. Follow for the latest breaking news updates.
It's all going down, folks. Yeah, Booker CC, that's what they're saying. B-52 bombers.
Trump says Iran is very foolish for breaking the ceasefire, for attacking ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Listen, man, them folks are not about to let y'all guide ships through their shit, man, and lose leverage of what they already got. That shit ain't gonna fucking happen, man. The common motherfucker can tell you that. Listen, man. So Iran strikes some shit. United States hit back. Now Iran is targeting U.S. troops in other countries now. I think they done hit some bases. But this is the most alarming part about this shit, and this is the part that some folks need to worry about. We're in the middle of a war. Why would y'all host the World Cup over here in the United States? For real. All kind of folks all around the world are in this country. And I guarantee you they ain't vet everybody that's over here. So you don't know who here now. In the middle of a war. On top of that, there's still an Ebola outbreak. If a lot of y'all have forgot about the shit. Man, this shit ain't looking good, man. These motherfuckers that's supposed to be leading this country, man, and supposed to put protections in place for the American citizens, they doing a very bad job at this shit. Because it ain't no fucking way, and I don't give a fuck who like to watch soccer or what. That shit should have been here. They should have put that bitch on pause, or they should have canceled that motherfucker for the 2026 and the 2027. Goddamn, that's how that shit should have went, man. You can't have folks over here in the middle of a fucking war in a fucking Ebola outbreak. Man, y'all better keep y'all head on the swivel, man.
That was the hood report. That was the hood report for some of y'all. I know y'all like that. So there it was. Okay. Keep your heads on the swivel. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share.
A fresh round of missiles fired at U.S. allies by Iran on the third straight day of military aggression, testing an increasingly fragile ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran.
The latest escalation was launched just hours ago. Multiple missiles and drones sent by Iran towards neighboring countries, including Bahrain and Kuwait, where the U.S. has military bases. Earlier today, the U.S. launched its own wave of strikes targeting Iran's communication systems, air defense sites, drone storage facilities, and military surveillance operation units. U.S. Central Command says the strikes were in retaliation for continued Iranian aggression near the Strait of Hormuz.
The continued missile strikes are now threatening gas prices as many Americans start traveling for the 4th of July holiday.
Those prices have been steadily declining for some time now. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Pulliam joins us live in studio with the latest developments tonight. Tim.
Liz, Jory, Iran says it's responsible for the attacks in Bahrain and Kuwait, and it threatened a complete halt could come to negotiations if to end the war in the U.S. continues its attacks. Massive explosions lighting up the Middle East as the Trump administration targets 10 Iranian military sites near the Strait of Hormuz. The waterway is one of the world's most vital shipping pathways. ABC News reporting Iran retaliated by launching missiles and drones toward Bahrain and Kuwait. President Trump ordered assaults in response to Iran's Saturday morning drone attack that hit a nearby tanker with more than 2 million barrels of crude oil. It's the second attack on a ship crossing the strait recently. Trump calling it a foolish violation of our ceasefire agreement. Both Iran's foreign ministry claims the U.S. is violating the ceasefire, vowing to defend its sovereignty and national interests with all of its might. The war with Iran began back in February, and since then, the country has attacked neighboring Gulf states in retaliation for U.S. and Israel strikes. The latest ceasefire agreement seems broken. This escalation comes as the 4th of July holiday travel begins. Take a look at the average gas prices right now in SoCal. A deepening conflict between the U.S. and Iran could impact your gas money.
Also a ceasefire, which, as you pointed out, is always going to be a little messy when you're dealing with the Iranians.
Under the agreement, Iran promised to reopen the strait to traffic, but the country now warning ships could be in danger if they don't get permission. Right now, the strait appears to still be open to shipping vessels. Tim Pulliam, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
We're up for escalation because obviously the Iranians will retaliate. The United States, it seems that it doesn't want to observe the MOU that it signed just days ago, because the MOU, Article 5, clearly says that Iran will make the arrangements for the safe passage of commercial ships. It gives Iran the ability to basically make the arrangements. And now the United States wants different arrangements in place as opposed to the MOU that it itself signed. After 60 days, Iran and Oman will make the arrangements as per the MOU. So what we see is the United States trying to find its way out of this memorandum of understanding while obliging Iran to its end of the terms of this memorandum of understanding. They did this also in Lebanon, jumping over the deal by signing a new deal. I think the Iranians will not let go of this because obviously they want only commercial ships, according to the MOU, to pass through the strait. So any ship that doesn't coordinate might be a military one, might carry military stuff. The Iranians do not want this. There's a logic behind Iran insisting in the MOU that safe passage should be arranged by them, and there should be only commercial ships for the 2 months that they will be observing. So I don't see the Iranians, stopping. Mm-hmm. I see them actually escalating if the United States is to continue to escalate.
Of course, they're going to continue to escalate as long as the U.S. does. They're not going to back down. Now, the United States has deployed B-52 Stratofortress bombers to the Middle East. These deployments have included both strategic presence patrols and active combat missions. Now, the deployment of B-52s to the region has involved a few key phrases, okay? Pre-conflict posturing. Okay, the Pentagon has periodically deployed B-52s to the Middle East as a show of force to deter regional adversaries and protect U.S. troops. And then there's combat operations. So as part of the Operation Epic Fury, B-52s were deployed alongside B-1 and B-2 bombers to conduct heavy airstrikes against Iranian military targets. And then overland missions. A U.S. air superiority in the region expanded. The U.S. Air Force utilized B-52s to conduct overland bombing missions. So they're bringing out the big boys now. This is not looking good. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. And here's this man. He sounds like he's all here for it.
Iran war update. And guess what just took off from an airfield in England? I'll give you a couple of hints. It's really fucking big, has at least 8 engines, can carry a larger payload than an entire Walmart supercenter, and we used to use them to bomb the Hanoi Trail in Vietnam. Why, if you said B-52 bombers, hot damn, you'd be right. Yes, that's correct. B-52 bombers were just seen taking off from an airfield in England. Some people are saying that they're getting ready for formations going over to Iran to fuck that country up quick, fast, and in a hurry, and totally without any remorse. So that's approximately 3.5 to 4 hours away from Donald Trump's deadline, and now we've got B-52s in the air. Oh yeah, that's happening. Also, earlier in the day, military infrastructure was attacked at Karg Island. As you know, the Iranian government is now taking civilians and women and using them as human shields around energy infrastructure. Because nothing says a government loves its people like putting its own women and children in harm's way. So if I was Iran, I would probably be working on a ceasefire with the What's up, America? Iran war update. And guess what just
I mean, he sounds like he is so excited and, in fact, thrilled, if you ask me. But hold on. Let's continue. You know, I really, what that guy said, he made a good point about all these foreign people being here for the World Cup and with a war going on. But they keep talking about sleeper cells. Isn't that what Trump and all of them are talking about? Okay, so make it make sense.
They're choking and assaulting children on the sidewalks of Quakertown, Pennsylvania, and they're trying to cover it up. And by they, I mean Scott McElry. Scott McElry, the chief of police and borough manager of Quakertown, Pennsylvania, is personally assaulting and choking children on the sidewalks of Quakertown, Pennsylvania. I just saw the footage. I just watched it. See, 35 students from Quakertown High School learned about the First Amendment. They learned that in America, you're allowed to walk down the sidewalk carrying a sign saying that you don't like a government policy, specifically one having to do with a very cold federal agency. But Scott McElry does not believe in the First Amendment. No, so Scott McElry put on his favorite brown shirt. Yes, he literally put on a brown shirt. And then he ordered his police department to go and stop these children from exercising their First Amendment rights. So the police department shows up, they start to yell at the children, and then Scott McElry himself bursts into the crowd of kids and starts assaulting and choking young girls. He drags one of them onto the ground where he has them in a chokehold as people are desperately yelling, "Stop, Scott! Stop, Scott!" And now he's trying to cover it up. How is he trying to cover it up? Well, he arrested 5 of the 35 children, and he's throwing them in jail for a long weekend. That's right. He could have released them immediately. They could have processed them and handed them back over to their parents. No, but instead he decided that he needed to have them locked up all weekend to show them that the First Amendment is dead and that Scott McElry and his brown shirt are one actually running everything. Then he's also telling his police department to not identify himself as the old man in the brown shirt. But Scott, you forgot to close your LinkedIn. So I compared an image of you choking a young girl on the sidewalk of Quakertown, Pennsylvania, with your image from your LinkedIn. And it's you, Scott. Also, you can literally hear people yell, "Scott, stop," because that's your name, Scott McElry. You are the borough manager and chief of police of Quakertown, Pennsylvania. The only people who can now stop you and ask you to resign are the borough president and the council. And that is Donald E. Rosenberger, L. James Roberts Jr., Michael Johnson, Dave Wilsey, Jonathan Sell, May Ware. They're all council members there in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. May they actually find some patriotism in their heart. May they try to be the first member of a government to protect children from a madman. Because we know we're not going to get it at the federal level. So maybe, just maybe, the good people of Quakertown can ask their borough council to make sure that their children are protected instead of choked and assaulted by Scott McElry.
Listen, that's no surprise because I saw a video days ago. I believe it was in Louisville, Kentucky, where there were some people, they were protesting and they were expressing how they disagree with the war and disagree with Trump and his minions. And the police were literally beating the mess out of them, like punching them in their faces. And they looked like teenagers. Now, I don't know if they were teenagers, but they looked like it. They were very young and they were being beaten and brutalized just for exercising their First Amendment right. Like, this is all getting out of hand. Meanwhile, Stephen Miller, the memo exposes his plan to punish Americans with disabilities. He wants to put people in disabilities in nursing homes or in institutions. Let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance.
Last week, the Department of Justice released a controversial memo. It authorizes states to send Americans with disabilities to institutions, nursing homes, psych wards, segregated schools, rather than funding the community-based services that allow them to remain at home. This would undo decades of community integration reforms, including longtime Supreme Court precedent that was designed to allow those with disabilities to live independent, productive lives. This week, we learned that White House Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller was behind that memo, according to Bloomberg Law, who spoke to people who were briefed. And while spokespeople for both the White House and the DOJ denied that Miller played a role in the memo, this attempt to remove folks with disabilities from their communities tracks with his exclusionary vision for this country. Miller is infamously obsessed with demographics, crowing just today about deporting Haitian migrants and refugees. Under his watch, DHS has produced a trove of state propaganda, which experts say promotes white nationalist slogans and iconography. He is also, of course, the architect of Trump's draconian immigration policies. And as the New York Times reports, during a private meeting during the last presidential campaign, Trump reportedly told staff that Miller wants to deport more than 2/3 of this country's population, leaving behind only those who look like him. For its part, the White House denies that reporting, but it certainly seems consistent with an ethos that says, if you can't deport your undesirables, at least hide them away.
I mean, do you all hear this BS? It's the nerve of them for me.
Led disability enforcement work at the Department of Justice. She is currently the director of the Hirsch Health Law and Policy Program at George Washington University, and she joins me now. Allison, walk us through what this memo would mean in practice.
So this memo is shocking in its reversal of 50 years of policy by the United States government that states should provide services to people with disabilities in their own homes and in their own communities instead of locking them away in institutions, hiding them away from society. And what this means in this reversal is that the main enforcer of disability rights laws has now said, we are not going to continue with that work. That's going to mean settlement agreements being undone, new positions in court, and the memo talks about undoing decades-long regulations that have been in place.
So why have there been these regulations that mandate community integration where possible? What are the benefits of that for the individuals who are affected, for economic outcomes? Why has this been such an important fight for the disability community?
The disability rights laws and these integration mandate regulations come from a very ugly history in our country when people with disabilities were segregated away in institutions. RFK's own father went and visited one of these infamous institutions in New York, calling it a snake pit. And that is what led to really a push to create community services. The vast majority of people can and want to live in the community. It's cost effective and it leads to better outcomes. Think about it. It is community services that allow families to keep children with disabilities in their own homes. It's what allows children to go to school with their peers in their neighborhood because of these community services. We have disabled coworkers. We have people with disabilities that are part of all of our community. And that's why these laws are so critical.
Listen, at the end of the day, this is no surprise because what they're doing is what they've always done, trying to get rid of the people that they deem as the undesirables. Okay, that's why, in my opinion, they created AIDS and HIV because that's what they were trying to do then, in my opinion. Now, with that all being said, let's continue because this is just all so crazy. And it's like they're putting these people in a vulnerable position because how do you fight against it? At the end of the day, they need their medical and health insurance. So it's like either comply or they're not going to be able to keep their benefits because that's exactly how they're likely going to do it. Okay, let's continue. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. This is absolutely egregious.
What the fuck have y'all done? Do y'all know what y'all have done? Then wait till y'all find this shit out. So Alison Burkhoff finna come on here. I'm about to play a video of her. And she used to be the head of disabilities for the DOJ. Okay, obviously not no more with Trump in office, but Stephen Miller has been pushing for because Bloomberg law ratted his ass out. So he's been pushing for trying to get rid of, you know, how people are able to live inside of their homes and receive disability. He's trying to get rid of 2/3 of everybody that's on any kind of disability and put people in institutions like nursing homes and mental institutions. Fam, these motherfuckers is sick. They are going after everybody who's on any kind of disability. They coming for you and trying to put you inside of a fucking institution. This is what y'all voted for.
Controversial memo. It authorizes states to send Americans with disabilities to institutions, nursing homes, psych wards, segregated schools, rather than this week we learned that White House Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller was behind that. His exclusion efforts say promotes deport your undesirables, at least hide them away. Alison Barkoff led disability enforcement work at the Department of Justice. She is currently the director.
Is shocking, and it's reversal of 50 years of society. And what this means.
Sorry, beloveds. I thought he was going to give more commentary. He's just playing the same video I just played. Okay. But with that all being said, I want you all to think about how low down this is. What about people who have children with disabilities? Okay, think about that. And then here's the thing. You know, they keep talking about Medicare and Medicaid. Well, they have been taking out money from everybody's checks as long as you have been working. So why does the government continue to act as though they're giving people handouts? Okay, this is money that has come out of people's checks for however long they've been working, okay? For times like these when they need their Medicare, when they need their disability, or they need to they want to retire, or they need to collect Social Security. That's what that is for. But why do they act as though they're doing everybody a favor? Now, Danger says Miller is undesirable. Get rid of his R's. I mean, clearly he thinks he's the cream of the crop, okay? It's just amazing how these people think that they should get to decide who gets to live and who gets to die, okay? And whose life is worthy and whose isn't. Undesirables. Who are they? I mean, just think about that. The undesirables? As far as I'm concerned, that's what Stephen Miller and the people who think like him, that's what they are. But hold on, there's more, because also Prince William has come out talking about the Africans, basically saying that there's too many Africans and they're bad for the wild animals, and there's plans on, you know, just trying to fix that problem. Let's get into it, because these people have all lost their minds, if you ask me.
We have seen global wildlife populations decline by over half. Africa's rapidly growing human population is predicted to more than double by 2050, a staggering increase of 3.5 million people per month. There is no question that this increase puts wildlife and habitats under enormous pressure. We're going to have to work much harder and think much deeper if we are to ensure that human beings and the other species of animal with which we share this planet can continue to coexist.
Really, Sir William? That's the issue here. You know, too much Africans are overpopulating a continent that your ass shouldn't even be worried about. That's really the issue. I've never seen, you know, any African in the wild killing wild animals. But I do know you, Sir William, you own hunting gear. And I also know you guys from the Caucasus Mountains get a thrill and a kick out of killing wild animals for the fun of it. You know, to give you this feeling that you lack, you know, to give you this excitement that you naturally don't get from just creating or just breathing and living life. But you want to make this about, you know, depopulating, you know, Africa because too much humans is making it bad for wild animals. Like,
Wait, do you know how stupid he sounds? The Africans are making it bad for the animals? That is just absolutely crazy. These people have no sense. Okay, Danger said undesirable sounds so antiquated and archaic. That's because it is. It absolutely is, beloved. Okay, please pay attention. These people are something else. I mean, they think they're gods, but they're nothing but devils. Okay? And this is why people like Megyn Kelly can just blatantly and boldly come on iHeartRadio or just come on her podcast and say hateful racist things about Haitians or whomever else she wants. Because Trump has opened the door to that. He's opened the door to that. And let's go to her rant. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share it. Thank you in advance.
Temporary, but under the law, the designation can be extended before the designation expires, before the terms expire. The Obama admin granting Haitians TPS in 2010 due to the country's devastating earthquake, Syrians receiving it in 2012 because of the country's civil war. I mean, cry me a river, we have our own problems. TPS for both countries extended multiple times. And look, this has been going on for over a dozen years. Go home. Get out. We know our country's better than yours. That's because we filled it with our work ethic and our culture and our values. You being here only dilutes it for us, those who built it and live it. And half of you people, more than half of you, won't assimilate. We don't want you. We don't care if you're offended. Get out. Go home. Go back to fucking Haiti. Sorry. I'm thinking about our friends in Ohio who've been dealing with these TPS Haitians for years now, who are drunk driving all over their towns and killing people. This is the whole cats and dogs thing. Like, they don't want to live like Americans live. And this was supposed to be it was supposed to be temporary help. And it's turned into another backdoor way of allowing someone permanent residency here. And they take advantage of all of our public services and our systems, and they're not respectful in many cases of their neighbors. It's like it had to end. And the libs held on and said, no. They accused the Trump administration of being racist in both cases. And Trump, to his credit, dug in. And last year, they sought to end TPS for both countries. No more Syrians. Sorry. It's not working out. No more Haitians. It's been 16 years. I'm sorry, but you're...
The nerve of her. It is the nerve of her for me. And then she has the nerve to say, people said Trump is racist. Well, he is, Megyn, and so are you. Okay, did you all hear all the trash she was talking? To pay attention to the words, her choice of words, talking about diluting their country. What does she mean by that? Well, she means the mixing of blood, the mixing of races, making more brown than white. Okay, making this country more brown and black than white. That's what she's talking about. Diluting it. The words of a known Yahtzee. Okay, that's what she sounds like. Those are Yahtzee talking points. Please pay attention. So she's letting it all hang out, clearly letting us all know exactly how she feels, and then saying that they refuse to assimilate. And saying that they don't live like Americans. So they can't live the way they want to. They can't have their own cultural, they can't be entrenched in their own culture. They have to try to do what she wants or thinks they should do. We know our country's better than yours. Where'd she get that from? Oh, that's right, from Trump saying that Haiti was a SHIT hole country. Y'all remember that? It's a shish hole country, according to Trump. That's why she feels that she can say that. Oh, we know our country's better than yours. Well, it certainly isn't due to people like her. Okay, in fact, it's worse due to people like her with her ideology, her hateful rhetoric, and her hateful ways. Honey, these people are devils. Okay, I want you to pay attention. People like her, these Trump minions, just devils, period. I don't care what anybody says, I'm convinced. Just the wicked and nefarious. Now, they want to take disabled people, hide them away in nursing homes or whatever. And if you don't want to do that, then I guess you won't be able to get your benefits. And then they don't even care if it pertains to kids. People not being able to express their First Amendment right. You can't peacefully protest without getting pepper sprayed, without getting tear gas thrown on you, without getting beaten and pummeled. You can't do anything. What is this country turning into? People snatched up on the seat and even killed by ICE agents. This whole country is going to hell in a handbasket under Trump's run, under Trump's watch. Okay? And they can make all the asinine excuses they want to, but that's just what it is. I really hope that they lose pitifully in the midterms. If they win, this country is doomed, and so are we all. Okay, so are we all. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I will likely be back later. If not, you'll see me in the morning, okay, with your latest updates. Everyone, please like, share, subscribe, okay? Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Until next time, I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got